I think it probably, like, if I'm just being completely honest, my favorite part of art making probably is making tea. Being in the South, just everybody just drinks tea all the time. I mean, it's just, it's just what they do. So I think that it's nice to have these little breaks and reconnect with something from home, and it just kind of, I think, puts me in the right mindset to be, making things for the right reasons and everything. If you're working on something and you start feeling like, oh man, like, this is really great, like I'm super smart and I'm doing this amazing thing and people are gonna love me for it, and then you have to get up and go make your own damn tea in the kitchen, like it's sort of a, I don't know, it'll deflate you a little bit and keep you from being an egomaniac, because, like, my concept of art growing up was very uneducated. It was Warner Brothers animation, Merry Melodies, things like that. But to see the effect, I mean, in retrospect, to see the effect that that stuff had on my family, we all communicated about it. We all had a moment together where we're watching this stuff happen, and it bonded us. It was communal. That's why I make art, is that I want to contribute to that behavior socially. Like I like the thought of people being able to have more fulfilled lives, richer lives. Art has an ability to make you more fully understand the things that are already in your life. I think that when I got involved in printmaking in school, it was the first time that I had a realization that, like a painting or something like that, there's these, tons of hours somebody's invested in that, and at the end there's only one. So unless you have money, you can't, they can't give that away for free because that's their time and labor, and that's just part of the process. So then printmaking comes along, and it's this totally democratic form of art, and it's all of a sudden normal people can have art in their homes. People who were like my family and the people that I knew growing up can have printmaking, and it's still original art. It's still, something that you can hold and feel special, but because you can make these multiple copies and everything, it's much more accessible, and you can just give them away because you're not losing anything. And I think a lot of that thought started to extend to illustration, because with the digital age, illustration's sort of similar in the sense that, you can get it out to people a lot quicker and cheap, and it just seemed like a really common form of art. And art's not always presented as that it's for everybody, but it is for everybody. And I really like those two mediums because they by their nature reinforce that, like, it's okay, and all of you can have it. Like we can all be a part of it. I think for me personally, the hardest thing I had to overcome was knowing the difference between what I like as an artist and what I intuitively make as an artist. It's not that I don't like what I make, but I like a different kind of art personally than what I make. And the impulse is to try to mimic that and make it. But once you sort of just give in and kind of accept, like, this is who I am, this is what I make, this is clearly somewhere in there is what I have to say, and you give in to that, everything that you make becomes more meaningful, and you connect with it a lot more, because you're not just making these pleasant arrangement of shapes on a page. You're saying something. I think art in general is just about being vulnerable. It's allowing yourself to be vulnerable in front of other people, and that's really hard. It's hard to try to put an honest look about yourself and the things that you think about out there. When I make art, I want people to know that somebody's out there looking out for them. Makes them feel better about their life in general to know that even if no one else that they run into in their life, that they feel like that person knows how I feel, somebody out there does, and it makes it all so much more bearable. A lot of mine has gone back to, the general public they're not stupid, but they might not have necessarily the built-in background that it takes to, understand and appreciate some of the art, but that doesn't mean they don't appreciate art. It just means that there's not art that's being made for them and their life and their situation and their household. And I think that I strive to find that, like, how do I make art that I'm proud of, that just normal ass people are gonna get and appreciate and clip out and put on their refrigerator or tape to their desk at work. I just want to make art for you.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine.